I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but you see the ripples? The vernal pools are starting to come alive. Should be shortly that the wood frogs are peeping. And there's like ripples all over the place, so things moving. Can't see what they are yet. So it's a beautiful 61 degree on March 3rd. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm ready for spring. Something I need to address while we're out taking our little walk today. A couple people have said things about my weight. All right, so yes, it's true. I have not been getting the amount of exercise or doing the amount of activity that I normally do since I injured my back, or re-injured my back at the beginning of December. Even with going through the physical therapy I was going through, which did not work, did nothing for the pain, I still was not doing the amount of exercise. Truthfully, I only really eat 1 to maybe 1.5 or 1 meal and a snack a day. I really don't eat that much as opposed to when I was working. The scale says I still weigh about the same. So what's been happening is the lack of exercise and lack of activity, because the amount of pain that I've been going through and really can't do much. All the weight has been repositioning itself around my stomach. So I've been trying to get out and do more walking, even if it's not that far from the car. And I've been trying to increase that amount on days that I can, because there's some days that forget it. I just can't get off the couch because of the way I'm feeling. Yeah, I've been trying to do something because all the weight is settling right into my stomach, which is not good. Especially, it's making me look like a little old man. Well, I am 55, so I guess I am a little old man, but yeah, it's starting to make me look like a little old man carrying all the weight in my stomach. So I need to do something about the exercise, but the physical therapy wasn't working. Trying to get back to my normal activity, but I'm still at the point of being really limited. So days like this, I just try to get out, try to do a little bit of walking, even though I might be in some pain. Hopefully it takes my mind off of it, but also some days I find that it doesn't loosen me up at all, it just makes it worse. So I'm just getting out, enjoying this nice weather. Beautiful day, can't pass it up. Don't want to stay in the house. Really looking forward to the spring and summer, even if my activity might be modified as opposed to what I could normally do. Look at this little area I'm walking. There's a lot of blowdowns up that way, but this is the trail that I need to take. Continuing with what I was saying about our dying woodlands. That tree there, those 3 trees in a row there, that all blew down. It was not like that over the fall. That's one that actually came down. That there, I don't know if it's going to zoom in enough. Back there, over there. And see another one from here, over there, bunch more over there. All missing their barks, all dying. Yeah, this is another one that blew over recently in one of the storms that was dying. As you can see right in front of me over here. One behind it there, one behind it there, one behind it there. Got a bunch of them all there, all dead standing. Camera's not going to pick it up from here, but there's at least 4 more over that way. If I look probably about 50 to 100 yards, there's a group of at least 15, 20 trees that are dead. Bunch more dead standing ones there. Top of one broken off over there. Yeah, these trees are in bad shape. Interesting what's happening to our woodlands. I did a whole video about it. And as I'm walking, these two blew over sometime during the winter. Because it wasn't like this earlier. Broke it off. Another dead one there. More there, all back through there. The only birds I've heard so far have been closer down to the car. Haven't heard anything since I've been back up through here. Let's continue our walk. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but all this blow down through here, that's just within the last year or two. More dead trees there, more dead trees there, more dead standing trees there. This is a totally different area than what I filmed in earlier for that earlier video. All dead trees everywhere. This trail did not look like this in the fall. Somebody's been making little trail markers and putting stones and put another stone there. So as you can see, somebody's making the trail come around here. I don't know where they intend on going because it's all dead down trees there. Look at all that all fell over. It's all recent. So I don't know what they were trying to do with that trail there, because this right here, this is all since winter, just blocking this trail. I don't know if the DEM is going to come up through here and try to open this back up or not. But you can see where all that's broke off. All that's piled up. See where it's just rotted and come up out of the ground. Probably should have watered my boots. In this standing water. Let me go this way. So people also ask how I'm doing shed hunting. And if you don't know what that is, this time of year the deer start dropping their antlers, and then they'll start feeding through the summertime, growing their new antlers for the next fall rutting season. And the reason why they drop their antlers this time of year usually has to do with the lack of nutrition over the winter, amongst other reasons. But to be honest with you, I never found a deer shed out in the woods. And also, being up on state land, unless I was to go walking way off trail, deep in the woods, where nobody goes, my chances of finding one is going to be slim to null, just due to the amount of people that come hiking through state land lately, especially since COVID pandemic in 2020. We've seen a great influx in people getting out in the woods. That could be a good and a bad thing, because people need to get out, get exercise, enjoy it. Our woods was meant to be enjoyed. The lands was meant to be enjoyed. The bad thing is you start seeing the increased amount of trash. You start seeing impacts to the environment. We really need to be better stewards of the land that was given to us. and also better stewards of our natural area. And yeah, I really should have wore boots today. Some of these areas are definitely wet and flooded. Oh well. Two crows chasing each other. I don't know if you can see all through there how opened up that is, and you just got some underbrush. That used to be all trees just a little while ago, like the last 3-4 years. That's what's happening. Now it's kind of wetlands, and I see some trash, but too wet in there to go fish it out. That right there, well, you can see it all opened up. Where the swamp is now, that used to be all woods. I'll tell you, ever since I had COVID back in 2021, my sense of smell has not been the same, and sometimes my nose plays tricks on me. But I have been smelling pretty strong what smells like lighter fluid, or possibly matchlight charcoal. I don't think anybody's back here but me, and where I'm at, I am like too far away from any houses where I should be smelling that. It's just weird. It's like all of a sudden the smell of lighter fluid or matchlight charcoal has been like really strong up in this area. So as a hunter, I always tell people to pick up their shotgun shells, because I have found shotgun shells that have been probably sitting out in areas for at least 30 years by the condition of them. If you watch any of the metal detecting shows that I watch, you know they're forever finding them that date back for a while, and you can usually tell the paper ones because all this plastic will be disintegrated and left would be the metal. But yeah, these things don't break down. So I always say, if you can, if you shot something and you have the opportunity to retrieve your shells and pick them up, please do so. Don't leave them littering the woods. There's such a debate going on right now about plastics and microplastics and that, but this just adds to the litter. So pick it up, take it out with you. And the way things are going with the whole Second Amendment, if you have the opportunity to reload and you can find the powder and the shot and everything and the primers, I'd say save yourself a few bucks and reload. That is one of the whitest quartz rocks I've seen in a long time. Almost looks like crystal or snow. So here's what I mean. You can tell how old this one is. And actually this is a dropped one. It's been run over a few times. It's never been fired. That's an old one. That's been sitting there for a long time. So putting the two up together, well, that actually is a 12 gauge. This is what I mean about how things don't break down. Wonder how long that's been sitting there in the road. Totally rusted, totally decayed. Somebody dropped that one a long time ago. Well, here's another one. This one here is a Remington 12 gauge Peters. So Remington Peters. Haven't seen that around a while. It's a low brass. It's been a long time since I've seen a Remington Peters. Heavy 7.5 shot. Wonder how long that's been sitting in the soil. And it doesn't look in that bad shape, but it's been a while since I've seen a Remington Peters. So picking up these shells just kind of reminded me, we got Earth Day coming up within the next couple of weeks, and There's a few people around my town that are going to be participating to clean up around my town. The biggest problem we have is people throwing their Dunkin' Donuts cups and their nip bottles and their Bud Light bottles on the side of the road. But so they asked if I wanted to participate. I'm the type of person that always hates to say yes and then not be able to. So considering what's been going on with my back, I had to decline. And you know how I feel about trash. I've mentioned it several times on this channel, and I put out a video a few years back that enough was enough with the amount of trash that people were leaving and what I had picked up. But I'm the type of person who hates to say yes to something and then have to back out at the last minute. So not knowing how my back is going to react that day when I get out of bed, considering that's just about the time that we're going to try the cortisone shot injection to see if it makes a difference. But the cortisone shot is just a band-aid anyway. It only lasts for a couple months. So I had to say no. And here's another old one. You can see this area gets heavily hunted, but yeah, that's another old one. 20 gauge Winchester steel shot, Super X. Well, Super X not that old, but it's quite decayed. But yeah, unfortunately, I had to say no. It's something I probably would have liked to get involved with, even if I only did a little bit, but I just, right now, with everything that's going on, I just can't risk it. Yep, I was just talking about this. Bud Light. This is fresh, although by the looks of the date on the bottom of it, somebody's been drinking 2-year-old beer. July of 22. Yep, exactly what I was talking about. People leaving their trash in the woods. Oh, it gets my goat. It really gets my goat. Oh well, I wish people would change. Start taking care of these areas better. I don't know if the camera picked that up. That was a tweeting bird. That's a good sign. I did go through some of the fields I passed by. It looked like deer have been bedding down, but absolutely no sheds. So struck out again. Been through some of the vernal pools through here. All the ice is gone. There was movement around the edges, which means something's coming alive, and these pools are coming alive, but no wood frogs yet. We'll give it time. Still haven't seen any robins. My mom said she's seen a couple, but I still haven't seen any red-breasted robin. That white thing right there, that is a Mylar balloon. That's what happens when you release balloons or balloons get away from you. They come down in the woodlands. I have found probably about 10 balloons in this area alone over the past 5 years. Unfortunately, where that one is in the water, I'm not going to be able to pick that up. I'll have to come back here when it's a little bit drier during the summer to get that. But yeah, a lot of posts lately about balloons, people, and that just goes to show it comes down in the woods. I actually posted one of my other videos about a year or two ago. Don't know if I'm going to be able to find it and find the footage, but I gotta be careful of this sinkhole there. Of a happy birthday balloon that was out in the middle of the woods, probably about 30 feet off a trail and not anywhere near any houses. So we're destroying our earth. You know, I'm not one of these tree hugger type people that go overboard, but we are definitely destroying our earth. Alrighty, one last vernal pool to take a look at. Sounds like got some ATV riders coming up through here. Alright, a whole bunch of them. One last vernal pool we're going to take a look at today. As you can see, all the ice is off. Looks like this one, as opposed to some of the other ones, has some bubbles that look like swamp gases have been bubbling up. No wood frogs yet. No peepers. And I'll tell you, this one right here is a lot higher. You can tell the amount of rain we've been getting, because this pool right here is not that big. This is completely flooded all the way through the back. This is usually just a very, very small area, and usually you can walk all the way around it. Not right now though, it's completely flooded. Looks like the sign is gone about not taking the bullfrogs. So this is a vernal pool that has bullfrogs and the wood frogs I usually hear peeping, but seems to me they should stop being out right now, but the ice has just gotten off of this. I think that's probably going to do it for this walk. The back cooperated a little bit to get out, although I can feel it, but just too beautiful of a day just to be sitting inside. I can tell you, I am out of shape. I need to get back to hiking. I would like, if anything else, I know this cortisone shot is only going to be a band-aid and it only lasts a couple months. I was told that up front. My wife has gone through shots in the past. I've known people who've gone through shots and it's just a band-aid, and then after a while you just can't get them anymore because cortisone will start destroying the tissue. But I would at least like to get back to the point that I can enjoy a full day out without hurting, without getting tired, and be able to walk around. Even if I can't lift anymore, which lifting since the initial injury has been an issue, and the reason why it got overexerted twice in a 5-month period, and now I'm at the point of feeling like re-injury and the first injury back in 2016. I would just like to get to a point that I can enjoy my days again. But anyway, we're going to take it one day at a time, see where the road goes from here. Nice weather's coming. I mean, even if I can only get out these short little distances, at least I'm getting out. Don't know about gardening this year. Like to do some camping because usually I don't go far from the campsite because I just enjoy being at the campsite and hanging out by the fire and cooking. And you know, most of the time when I get a campsite, it's close enough that I can fish without going too far. But as far as like the hiking, and right now riding my mountain bike is totally out. I told you before I debated about selling it in the past, but I still held on to it, and now I'm leaning even more to selling my mountain bike. Haven't put it up for sale yet because of what happened with my trying to sell my wife's bike. I got ghosted 3 times on Facebook. We agreed on a price, agreed on a time, meeting location, and they never showed up. I even told them one of the places that I was going to meet was where I was going to work. So I even told them, I said, you know, if you're running late, I am here all shift. So this is the department that I work in. Just either when you come in, have me page over the walkie-talkie up front and I'll go meet you, or come back to the department and we can go do the sale and delivery of the bike. Nope, got ghosted. So I was ghosted 3 times. So my niece needs a bike and that's who's going to get it. So, but as far as selling mine, yeah, it's between being ghosted and my wishy-washiness is why I haven't put it up for sale. But with what's going on right now, I'm leaning more and more towards putting up for sale. And if I can get the price that I want, because mine's an actual trail riding mountain bike. It's got a rack on it for carrying gear, which you can leave on or remove, because the you really shouldn't have a rack if you're going to be out in the woods or on trails with it, because sticks can get caught up in it. It's got the water bottle, it's got the air pump, it's got a mount on the handlebar for a GoPro. It would make a great trail riding bike, and it's actually in excellent condition. I mean, I've only ridden it a few times. I've kept it tuned up, kept the tires pumped up on it. It's really in excellent condition. I've replaced the pedals on it because the reflectors were starting to fall out, and one of the pedals just broke for whatever reason. They're not the old-fashioned metal pedals. All your bikes now have plastic pedals. But yeah, I replaced all the pedals on it. So I actually even put a new cargo bag on it. Really leaning more and more towards putting it up for sale, because I can use the money to fund the adventures. This is the reason why people, the DEM, hikers, hunters, do not like people who just joyride four-wheelers out on state land. As you can see, they're creating a new trail up through there, and they're just completely tearing this up. I don't know if there's a good solution about it, because there's really no place to go ATV riding anymore. When I was a kid, I rode a mini bike and a motorcycle. But yeah, there's really no place for these kids to ride anymore. And what went by me was actually not kids. They were pretty much older, probably my age and a little bit older. But yeah, I don't know if there's a good solution about the ATVs and motorized vehicles as far as actually just going out and riding them. I really don't, but unfortunately, that area is what ends up happening when they come out on state land, and the DM has to go in and repair an area. So that's a discussion for another time. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video for now. I need to get back home, have dinner, and probably rest a little bit. So I'll see you in the next video. Spring is here. Spring is here. We're changing the clocks in a few days and a couple short weeks. We're going to be, the calendar is going to flip to spring. It's meteorological spring now, which means nature says it's spring. We're looking forward to adventure season. Don't know what the adventure is going to be like, but we're going to try to have some. See you next time.